welcome everyone to another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my weekly look ahead to all the new comic books coming out this Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Now, I'm filming this ahead of time because by the time this airs, I'll already be on my vacation. So hopefully I was aiming to have this be a little bit shorter than normal, but you know what? There's a lot of books coming out this week, so I don't know if this is going to be any shorter than the last episodes. But if you want to see this week's rundown, just hang up for a few seconds. But before you do, make sure that you let me know what you think in the comments down below, that you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you want to see this week's rundown, I'll be starting it up as soon as this short little break is over. All right, so we got to start this week off with our secret drops. These are those one per store, those thank you editions, those unannounced books that might show up at your LCS that, if you're lucky, you can get a hold of, for a decent price or even free if you really are good friends with your, your shop owner. This week, I'm only aware of one book that you should be keeping an eye out for, and that is the next thank you edition, foil edition of Exquisite Corpses. And we're getting a new issue of Exquisite Corpses this week. So issue 4, they will yet again have a foil logoed, thank you edition for shops. So a one per account, one per store type of deal. So if you're interested, you can go pick one up. Now, these were hot right out of the gate, those first couple. The last one, maybe not as much, but they were still slow gainers. People are still collecting these. And if somebody's out there trying to collect the whole set, these will get tougher and tougher to kind of keep track of and stay on top of and make sure that they can secure a copy every time out. So who knows? Who knows how this set will do once this series is all over with. But for now, something to keep an eye on when you go to your shop this week. Now, with that said, I'm mentioning Exquisite Corpses, which is going to be one of the books that is on the top of my stack. Top of the pile type of read. One of the books that I'm really enjoying reading these days. So definitely going to be on the top of the stack for me this week. So that is where we are actually going to start with this segment. And we're going to start with Exquisite Corpses number 4. Yes, it looks very similar because this is the regular trade dress edition. No foil, just the regular. There are other options. We do have a B cover here, which is pretty sweet. I like that one. And I really like this Puppeteer Lee as well. This is also a good cover. And we do have the, the polybagged special card edition. So if you want to go collect that collectible card game, this is the, special edition you have to get for that. It's polybagged, has a card inside, etc. There is also incentives to get if you want to get a 1 in 25. Here's your 1 in 25 option, as well as this 1 in 50, which is, again, pretty fun, pretty creepy, this Wes Craig. So those are your options if you want to get this. I believe I'm getting just the A as well as the card edition, even though I really do like that Puppeteer Lee. So I don't know. I'm going to try not to get 3 copies, but I'm definitely already getting 2. With that, another book right here at the top of my pile is Ghost Pepper. I really like the first issue. Looking forward to issue 2. This is kind of my vibe, my style. I like this anime, manga, Joe Mad kind of a flavor here. So this is definitely a title that I'm on board for. Here's the cover A. Not bad. All the covers are good here. Here's the cover B. Also really cool. Then we got a 1 in 10 going with the kind of usual suspects sort of mugshot kind of vibe here. Also, I like it. The 1 in 25 gives you an old school novel kind of vibe here, like those, old paperback sci-fi books. You can get one of those for the 1 in 25, or one of my favorite covers, this 1 in 50 by Ito. It's just a cool cover. I just dig it. So all the covers across the board on this thing are pretty cool, and this is another one I'm probably going to be keeping an eye on because I can see it getting hot next week. Maybe. Who knows? Could be wrong, but it has that sort of vibe that I think it could draw a lot of collectors in. Now, I don't know if you remember last week with the top of the stack, I only had 3 where normally I shoot for 5. I think this week I'm doubling last week, and I think I actually have 6 because there's a lot coming out this week. Not only in the top of the stack, but the regular pull list. So you'll see a lot of books coming up in this 3rd week of the month. So up next, we have the next installment of G.I. Joe from the Energon universe. So, Energon universe, I'm on board. So issue 10, Baroness versus Cover Girl. You got my money. Cover A. You got a cover B option here as well as the incentives with the 1 in 10. And, this 1 in 10 is part of a connecting cover set that's still ongoing. So there's that. And then we can bring over the last couple, and you can see them kind of sliding along. It's all pretty cool. I like this. It's like a smattering of pictures and images on a desk. I like it. So I think that's a pretty cool idea for a 1 in 10 with the photos and you got the bullets, etc. I like that set, and it is almost complete. But with that, we also have a 1 in 25 option here too, if you want to go the 1 in 25 route. And there is a 1 in 50 that's not too bad by Omar. I don't know how you pronounce it. Homare. I think it's French or something. I like it. That's all I know. It's a good cover. So with that cool Baroness cover, 1 in 50 option if you want to go that route. And another book that, yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye on it because I like it. I don't know if I can afford it. It's 1 in 50, but we'll see. With that, another title, one of my favorite reads, also coming out. I'm telling you, this is a packed week. A lot of reading, a lot of books to get. Hyde Street, number 8, coming out. I like the kind of infinity. We got our little pranky here, reading the book. See how he's going through. Fun cover. We've got another B option here if you want to go with the exercise lady. And then we got this Frankenstein edition, which is also really cool. Kyle Hotz, I believe. Like that. And then we got the 1 in 20 cereal box thing that they're continuing. Also another one to keep an eye on, even though I didn't put the little logo up. But these cereal box ones could be collectible as the first couple were. So let's see how they go as we roll forward with this series. But again, Hyde Street, definitely top of the pile, as I'm really down with these kind of horror angled anthology type stories, much like our next book, Catacomb of Torment. So again, EC, this stuff, I'm just loving it. I'm enjoying all these series that they keep releasing, quality stuff. Now, every story's not great, but there's usually a really good story at least in there. So that's the beauty of an anthology. Maybe not every story's for me, but there's usually something for everyone. And I kind of like that. So with that, Catacomb of Torment issue, what is this, 2 already? I think we're already up at issue 2. This is the A. B cover. I mean, it's really messed up. This B brick cover is also kind of messed up. I kind of like the B. It's pretty fun. Then we got the 1 in 10. So you got this 1 in 10 option here as well on this second issue. And then they go with the normal, the B cover kind of design-ish, on the Bristol board kind of look for the 1 in 20. And then the table of contents kind of vibe here for the 1 in 50, which it is cool. It's kind of a cool, fun design here. But again, I just don't love it as a 1 in 50. That's all. With that, another book at the top of my personal pile is Mega Man. Talked about Mega Man, I don't know how often, but one of my favorite characters. Video game-wise, one of my favorite series. So Mega Man Zero, definitely going to grab this. All these one-shots for the timelines thing, I'm on board. I'm getting all the covers because that's how obsessive-compulsive I am when it comes to Mega Man. But Mega Man Zero, getting this one. You got an A. You've got a B, thankfully, just the 2, and then we have a 1 in 5 option. So taking it easy on me with this one, where the last couple had like 4, if not 5, when you throw in a blank. So definitely happy that this is only 3 that I have to get. But I'm going to get all 3. And now the week's not even done, and that's just indie stuff. I haven't even gotten to Marvel or DC yet, but the one Marvel book I will put in the top of the stack at this point. Even though it's the last one listed here, it will probably be one of the first ones I read. The next installment of Imperial. So Imperial issue 3 coming out. I love Marvel Cosmic stuff. So again, I'm biased when it goes to this, but this is my personal top of the stack. You tell me what's on the top of your stack and see if we meet up in any way, or if there's some books that I haven't just in the pull list that you read first, I might read last. Yeah, we're going to read them all. So what's the difference? But issue 3 here coming out. Looking forward to this. Cover A. We got other options. We got the connecting cover here, which, again, since it's the 3rd issue, I'll show you the other 2. They connect up with issue 2 and issue 1. So there you go. If you want to go and collect that full set, it's a big, spacey mural of characters battling it out, fights and ships and all that stuff. So that's what it looks like so far. Not quite done yet. Then we got the other options here. We got the Planet Hulk characters, and you got Star-Lord and, Nova. We got a Scotty Young option if you want to go that way. And then we do have incentives if you do want to get a 1 in 25 for this book. Now, there is a 1 in 100, but it goes with the J. Scott Campbell cover, which we will get to when we get to that segment later on in the show. So hold that thought. 1 in 25 is all I'm going to share with you for now. The 1 in 100 will be shared later. But with that, those 6 books are at the top of the stack, but I still got more books on my pull list that I'm going to be getting this week. And as I mentioned, it's a big week. It's going to hurt the wallet. It's going to hit the wallet. And yeah, I'm going to have a lot to come back to. Again, I got my dad picking up my books while I'm going to be away. But with that said, my pull list. What else is on there? Well, Absolute over at DC. We can't forget about DC, and we can't forget about Absolute Batman. We got Bane here in issue 11 coming back. So issue 11, Bane. Continuing on. I like all these. Cover A. Cover B is pretty sweet. It's almost like a mirror image, but it's a big old bats, and you got a big old Bane. Then we got this one where he's holding the trade dress. That's kind of fun. And then we do have incentives with a 1 in 25 option with we get giant Bane standing over a giant Batman. And then we do have a 1 in 50 if you want to go that route too. I'm thinking one of my favorite. I think just the A is probably going to just be it for me. But with that, we also have Absolute Flash. Also enjoying this series quite a bit. So Absolute Flash coming out with issue 6. Can't believe we're already 6 issues in. But here we are. Cover A. It's okay, but I think I like the cover B here the most. So this is probably the one that I'm going to grab. And then there is a C option as well if you want to go that route. And then there are incentives with a 1 in 25 as well as a limited trade dress version of that C cover as the 1 in 50. So pick your poison, whichever one you want to get. You can probably get these incentives for well below ratio if you want them at this point. Just rolling on with Batman and Robin year 1. I mentioned that from the start. Like, I'm just going to get this whole run. We're getting near the end now. It's issue 10. We got, I think, 2 more issues left. I think this wraps up with 12. But, yeah, Wade, Samney, early on, even though I'm a little behind on reading it, I said I'm just going to get the whole run because I like the creative team, and we're just going to keep going. And it looks like we're getting Clayface in this issue. Dan Mora cover here. Pretty sweet as well. I'm probably going to have this one be the one that gets pulled for me. But close competitor to the Dan Mora, because that's like a nice, bright, classic image. I also really like this Dan Panosian, too. And you guys know I'm a big Dan Panosian fan. I like Dan Mora as well. So this will be a battle for my dollar because I can't get both. With it not a week like this, can't do both on a week like this. So I'm going to have to pick one or the other, but I do like the Panosian. I might go with the Mora, though, because it is a little bit brighter and livelier. And there are other Panosian books to be had this week. Just kind of teasing that out there. But with that said, there is a 1 in 25 if you want to go that way. So you can go and pick that up as well. Rolling on, Detective. Still grabbing Detective. And here we are at around number 1100. 1100 issues. Can you believe it's been 100 issues already since issue 1000? Like, issue 1000 seems like it wasn't that long ago. We've already been through 100 issues. It's craziness. Time just flies. And it's an oversized edition as well. So this is $6. This is the cover A. Ain't bad. More text here because they're giving you all these creators that are working in it too, and you're going to get legendary artists, this, that, and the other. But yeah, a lot of cover options here. It is an anniversary issue at 1100. Cover A, there you go. We got, I think this is a wraparound jock. I don't know what the backside looks like, maybe just more cape, but I think it's a wraparound jock. I'm going to avoid personally the Miller because it's just not good. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's just not good. There's a Sienkiewicz you can get. You want to go that route? Not my favorite. Kind of looks like he's punching his own face. Doesn't it look like he's got his hand on a knee and he's like, I don't know, is he smelling his hand? I'm just not in love with this. It's just a little too blurry and muddy. And his shoulder seems way over here. It's not in love with it. And I like Bill Sienkiewicz. Don't get me wrong. It's not my favorite. Then we got this option here. Very bright. And then we got a 1 in 25. 1 in 25 option. And it's pretty cool. I kind of like this with the bats. They're pretty creepy. And I like how they're more detailed with the silhouetted Batman. I just kind of like that. But all in all, I'm probably just going to get the A or maybe the Jock. With that said, another title I'm just continuing to get till the end, New Gods. Again, I like it. I'm just a little behind. Still got to catch up. I've enjoyed this little bit of a run, but like I said, I still got to catch up. But we're already at issue 9, and I've got like a handful of issues now. I think I'm only up to like 4, maybe even 5. But with that, any of these covers will do because, again, I'm just going to pick this up just to have it added to my read pile to get to eventually. Issue 9 here. We got the A. Here's the B. Not bad. I like this Derek Chu. And then we have, I thought this was a Daredevil or Ghost Rider book, but no, it's not. It's New Gods. So I'm probably just going to get the A or the B. With that, Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, number 9. Series is still continuing on. And chapter 9, Samurai's, I'm a big fan of Samurai, so I'm getting this. And I really do love this cover A. Like, this is a great cover A. I like the mask, the blood pouring out of it. We got Samurai. I'm in. Not only that, I like the incentives. There is a 1 in 15 here. Really cool. I like it. And then, not to be outdone, there's a 1 in 25, which is a Japanese version, black and white, of that 1 in 15. So, yeah, I kind of want them all. I don't think I can get them all, especially not this week. Because, like I said, it's such a big week. But I do like all those covers. Just saying. And with that said, we're also getting the 4th installment of Battle Beast. I think I'm only an issue behind of this. I read the first 2, but I think I still got to read issue 3. But I'm enjoying it. It's kind of fun. It's also kind of interesting that a lot of folks are going back and grabbing that Invincible, what is it, 120, his death, because in this whole series he's looking for a fight that will be his end, and we already know what his end is going to be. So it's kind of a little anticlimactic because we know it's not going to happen here, but at the same time it's still interesting. It's still kind of a fun read as we go through this. At least I find it entertaining. So I'm on board for more. Issue 4 coming out this week. Multiple covers, obviously. A's and B's, and plenty of incentives to be had here with 1 in 10s and 1 in 25s, as well as 1 in 50s, and even 1 in 100s if you want to go all the way there. And a lot of good covers there. A lot of Battle Beast. A lot of options. Following up on the first issue, which had that gorgeous Adam Hughes cover, we're getting the next installment of This Ends Tonight. I think this series is only run to 3 issues. Here we got Jay Lee on this one. Kind of curious. I really like the Tula Lotte here as well. And then we're going to get similar redos of these covers, as we also have a 1 in 10, which is kind of like the opposing forces to that cover A. And then we do have a 1 in 25, which apparently is a wraparound. And I think it's probably just those 2 covers flip-flopped facing each other. The heroes and the villains of the story. And then we have also a 1 in 50, which is a virgin version of that gorgeous Tula Lotte cover. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Just saying. It's a 1 in 50, so I'm going to be fine with the trade dress. But it is a pretty cool cover. Then, going over to Marvel. Yeah, I may not love the JR covers, but I'm still going to be getting my Amazing Spidey. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I said, whether it's good or bad, I'm going to keep getting Amazing Spidey. It's not bad right now. Issue 10, I've liked it since the restart. But yeah, we're already up at issue 10, which is Legacy 974. So we're closing in on that 1,000. Closing in on that 1,000, which, we'll probably get the issue 1,000, and then we'll get a whole new number 1 again. Because you know how Marvel loves number 1s. But with that, before we get there, we still got to deal with this issue. We've got B cover as well. I really like the B cover, so I might just get the B one on this one. And then there is a 1 in 25 option here as well. So, yeah, if you want to go that route, you can. I'm skipping over the JSCs, which this one has one, as well as another half a dozen books in this run, because I'll cover them later. Just like Psylocke. Enjoying the Psylocke series. Didn't think I would. I thought it was just going to be an excuse for Cheesecake covers, but I've enjoyed this run so far. And we're already up to issue 10. And yes, cover A, pretty solid B cover. And then there is a Campbell option, which I think I'm already getting the Campbell, so I'm probably going to be good with that. And then there's the Virgin 1 in 100 Campbell. So many Star Wars books, and yet this is the only one I decided I'm keeping up with because it's telling new stories and stories that I'm kind of interested in. So the regular Star Wars title is the only one I'm rolling on with for now. I think High Republic is wrapping up. The Legacy Vader stuff, just not interesting to me with the Kylo Ren stuff. So this one, I'm kind of curious to see where we go from here. So I'm on board for the regular Star Wars title with issue 4. This is the cover I'll probably get, regular cover A, because the rest are kind of, I don't like the Revenge of the Sith 20. Can't believe it's been 20 years since Revenge of the Sith. But yeah, I don't really care for these covers all that much. Luke looks really stumpy here. I don't know how other way to put it. He looks shorter than me, which is kind of an accomplishment. But yeah, I also don't know why he's holding the golden egg, but I've got to read to find out. With that said, action figure cover also doesn't do much for me these days. But I know, imagine if you were still collecting all these, how many of these, you've got to have long box after long box after long box of these covers at this point. But they're still coming out with them. And then there's a 1 in 25 if you want to go that way. But I don't particularly care for that one all that much either. So the cover A is probably the best in the bunch. Just saying. And then just because I was so damn curious that I'm not giving it up yet, I'm still got to read the first issue. Post Malone's Big Rig. Yeah, I don't know, because I pre-ordered them, so I'm already getting like the first 3 issues before I even read the first issue. So yeah, it is what it is. But apparently this is another double-sized issue that has parts 3 and 4 in it. So yeah, we're getting a lot of story for our money. This is the cover A. There is a Peach Momoko option, pretty cool. Dan Panosian, 1 in 10, also pretty cool. Then another Panosian, the 1 in 25, that is the same cover, but without color and a different hat. Look, he's got a different hat on, in case you missed that change. And with that, there's also this weird box thing that they're doing. I'm never going to go into all the details because to me it seems weird that you get like half a dozen of the same cover and then you get a special cover and all this, and it's like $80. I don't understand who that box is for. It's taking the whole blind bag mystery box thing to the extreme, to the fact that you're making like regular people have to be dealers now. Like, what am I going to do with half a dozen of the same cover, let alone the same issue? It's one thing you're already making me buy so many copies of the same comic that I can only read once. You know what I mean? Like, it's got the same story in all of them, but you're just swapping out the covers. And you're not even going to change the covers. You're going to give me half a dozen of the same cover? What the hell am I going to do with those? Well, whatever. With that said, any of you out there, maybe I can sell them on Whatnot. But if you out there haven't tried Whatnot yet, please use my link down below. Sign up and get yourselves a free $15. I will make my way back there probably pretty soon. Maybe next month I'll do another sale because I got plenty of books I need to clear out to make more space here in my little comic room, film room, because I want to change my setup a little bit. I know you guys have probably gotten used to this little corner that I film from, but I really have ideas of doing more with this room. I just need space to do it. But with that all said, Whatnot, $15, sign up, give it a shot. You help out the channel. You get yourself free $15 to spend on whatever you like with whomever you like. So what do you got to lose? Now, with that, I'm going to take a stab in the dark and give you my blind pick this week of a book that, again, I've got no insider knowledge on it. I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. I'm just going to recommend it on a blind because I'm hoping and thinking it's going to be good. This week, the book that I'm going to blindly recommend is going to be this image book because, well, it just kind of looks interesting. Escape. So Rick Remender, Daniel Acuna, I like the creative team, so I'm pretty comfortable there. We got a Dog Face of War. It's like seems like it's going to be a war book. Seems pretty cool. I'm down for some war stories here. They give a lot of explanation here. I'll leave that to you to read all of that. I'm just going to say, based off of the creative team alone, I'm on board. So I'm going to give it a shot. I think it'll be a solid read. We've only got a cover A to worry about, unless you want to go the incentive route. You got the A, you got a 1 in 15, you got a 1 in 25, along with a blank. Don't forget there's a blank mixed in. But there's a 1 in 25, and there's a 1 in 50. Obviously, again, I'm just going to get the A, give it a read, and give it a shot. Now, while we're here in the still technically a pull list, because I'm getting that book, I'm also going to stick with the sort of the ongoing event titles. Now, no Doom this week. So no One World Under Doom this week. No Bring on the Bad Guys this week. And no Marvel 50th Anniversary this week. But we do have the next Marvel and Godzilla book. So with that, we've got to talk about our next Marvel and Godzilla book. And that is issue 2? Yeah. Just Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe. Whole awesome looking venomized Mark Brooks Godzilla cover here with just a lot going on, but it makes you just kind of want to look at it longer. I don't know. I really like this cover. There are other cool covers here as well. We've got another option here with sort of a Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance Godzilla. That's an interesting look. Then we've got an option here. If you want to go this way, is this one a foil? This one might be a foil. I'm not sure on the foil, though. I didn't put it in the thing. But we do have the action figure cover, which, yeah, again, I told you I'm kind of over those. But King Ghidorah, that's kind of fun. So you got that option. Then we do have this one here as well. I'm going to go this route. It's not my favorite. It's kind of doing a little spin on that AF-15, but if Godzilla was there, Spidey ain't making it through swinging and saving this guy. 1 in 25 is pretty cool. Sorrentino, I like this. Pretty awesome. I know it's just something about like the red in the eyes and the teeth that just make this just kind of cool. It gives us sort of like a Japanese art kind of vibe, and I kind of like that. With that, there is also a 1 in 100, which is that Brooks cover, but virgin, so no trade dress. So if you want to go that route, you got that as well. With that said, with all of those books already on my list, emptying out my bank account, there's still a couple that I'm still on the fence about. And these titles have actually been on the fence before, and I just can't make a decision just yet. I want to, but just can't make a call of what I'm going to do. First one being Nightwing. Got back into reading Nightwing. It's good. Not great. It's not as good as that run like not that long ago, but I'm still interested. So I'm curious. I'm still on board for now. 129, but really I'm going issue by issue at this point. Because once again, my wallet's kind of hurting. And if this would have dropped in last week, it'd been an easier sell. This week, it's got me on the fence. Cover A is okay. Cover B, probably my favorite. I don't really care for the cover C. I just don't like this perspective. The head looks weird. Doesn't look like it fits. And then there's a 1 in 25, which, it's kind of cool. They got Serge Acuna. They did that one. But probably going to get that B, which is the Fornez, I think. Another book I'm on the fence about, just might see it through to the end at this point, is Vision and Scarlet Witch. These covers have really been the thing that have put me over the top. Story's all right, but I think it's just the covers they keep getting me on. They keep selling me on the covers because it's just solid. Solid cover A here, and then we got a decent cover B option as well. So probably just going to get the A and just ride this out because I think it's only running like half a dozen. I don't know. I'm not positive of how long the series is going, but we're already at 4. So what's a couple more? So for now, I'm on the fence still, but I'm probably just riding this through that arc at least. Now, with that said, I am not riding the rest of these out. These are the other books that are on the rack. For me personally, just can't get everything, as I'm sure you're aware, but we can still take a look and keep in mind what else is out there. And I'll cover some of these books for you guys who might be collecting these, even if I'm not. So with that, what else is on the rack this week? Well, we've got World's Finest, issue 42. I know a lot of people really enjoyed this run. I've dipped in and out. It's not terrible. I just can't, again, collect and read everything. So Batman and Superman teaming up, it's all right, but I don't always need it. I'm more drawn in by certain storylines. And yeah, the Bizarro stuff is still kind of intriguing, but can't get everything. Me wait for trade is kind of the vibe I'm going for. Yeah. But with that said, cover A is not bad. Got a cover B option here as well as a C, which is like a whole team lineup thing. And you got the mirror images, not bad. And then a really fun 1 in 25. Kind of like this graffiti art style, especially with the trade dress in the middle there, World's Finest. It's kind of fun. Of course, I also like graffiti art. It goes back to my days like in hip hop back in the 80s with Beat Street and Crush Groove and all that stuff. I used to like to draw, the graffiti art style. Anyway, that all said, let's keep it rolling. We're trying to get this done quickly. Crypto, it's just not for me. I think we're wrapping this series up. This isn't going much longer. This might be it, or it might be ending soon. But yeah, this crypto comic series it's just not for me. That's all. But you guys want to collect it? You got 2 covers. You got an A, and you got a B option for your crypto book. And also speaking of Superman, I just can't do them all. Superman Unlimited. Yeah, brand new series, Summer Superman. I get it. Superman movie's great, but can't get all these comics. Here we go, issue 4, Night of the Superman Bat. Okay. We got a Spears cover here, too. That's the A. We got Spears on the B. Not too bad. Then we got another option here. If you want to go that way, looks like he's walked like an Egyptian. Then we've got this very brightly colored. I thought this was going to be foil. Superman just getting rainbow glazed, I guess. I don't know what's going on here. And then we've got 1 in 25 with a whole lot of hands. So it's like I'm watching Street Fighter 2. But anyway, Superman Unlimited number 4, if you're down. Also, Titans. Again, this is a title I feel like I should be reading and I should like more than I do. Like I read it and I just go, it's just kind of, it's close, but not enough. That said, Titans number 26, guest starring Doom Patrol, also kind of intriguing, but again, can't get everything. A, there's a B, there's a C, and that's it. Yeah, no incentive. So A, B, or C, you pick your poison. If I had to pick, I'd probably go with the A. Just go with the A. They're all pretty good, but I'd probably go with the A. Then again, the Doom Patrol on the B is kind of fun. I don't know. Get anyone that you like. Wonder Woman, another title. Just can't get them all. And yeah, Wonder Woman has had some cool covers here and there. Here's the A, Legacy 824. Wow. You got the Nakayama, obviously. You got the Omar again, if I don't know if I'm saying that right at all. Then we've got this. I was going to do a whole separate category, but we only had one last week. We got one this week, and then like the rest are coming next week. So it didn't seem to make sense. But these artist spotlight, this time on Bruno Redondo. Awesome. I do like Bruno's art, and I do like this cover. I like the simplicity of the 3-color kind of scheme. I dig it. And I like that run he did on Nightwing quite a bit. So with that, I should have probably called it out and did a special segment, but they released the book so weird. Like I said, one last week, one this week. And last week's was that Black Canary with the punching bag. Also, great cover. And then we got like the rest of them, like 4 of them coming out next week. So didn't make sense. That said, there is a 1 in 25 option here as well, if you want to go that way. By Takara, I think. Anyway, Umbrella Academy. It's another title I've just can't keep up with. So I was getting them just to get them, and then I wasn't even reading them. So at this point, I just washed my hands of it. Even at issue 2, I'm just know that I'm not gonna be able to keep up. So Umbrella Academy, I still haven't finished the show. That's how far behind I am. But you do got 2 covers here. You got the A and you got the B option. So again, pick whichever one you like. Another title I dropped out of a while ago, just couldn't keep up. Department of Truth. It's at issue 33. Tynion. Still rolling on. This is what, like I said, issue 33. You got 1 cover, and then you got incentives with a 1 in 10. And again, creepy cover. I like it, but I just don't know what's going on, and I'm just not kept up. So it's just on the rack for me, as well as the 1 in 25, which again, pretty cool cover. I like the shadow and the eyes and the hat just on the shelf. It's cool. Upside down cross. Creepy. I get it, but I'm not getting it. And then we got Marvel. So over at Marvel, the New Avengers was supposed to be a new Thunderbolts, and then they did the old bait and switch, just like the movie. I don't know. I just couldn't get on board with this team. It's just didn't seem to work. I don't know. I just wasn't into it. And here we are. It's issue 3 already, and Marvel design cover, if you want to go that way. I don't like these. I've covered that already, why I don't care for them. But they're out there if you want to go and get them. Then we got this option. Not bad. This, I think, is the Killuminati spotlight, focusing on the bad guys, evil versions. And then we have this Hulk 181 kind of throwback homage, if you will, on the number 3. All right. I mean, we've seen it before. It's not bad, but we have seen this before. With that, Spider-Girl. Not a title really for me, but I think the first issue is kind of fun. I just can't, like I said, say it enough, can't get everything. But with that said, it wasn't bad. DNA cover here too, Nakayama on the A. It's a fun little title. B cover's not bad. This is kind of fun with her mimicking the Hulk. All right, that's kind of cool. And then we got 2 1 in 25 options here with new art on one and the Virgin Nakayama on the other. So there's 2 1 in 25 options. Why is it 1 in 1 in 50? I don't know. They went to 1 in 25s. Probably because they don't sell that much, but they're still trying to get people to buy more. And like I said, it wasn't terrible. Like the first issue that I read, I just can't get everything. With that, another sacrifice to the can't get everything story, Ultimate Black Panther. Which is kind of odd because we don't have a regular Black Panther running right now. And I think that was part of my complaint initially, was like this title just felt like I was just reading Black Panther and there was nothing really ultimate about it. Granted, I know I was issues and issues ago. That's probably like 10, 12 issues ago. So who knows what kind of crazy changes they've made and swapped it. Oh, what are you talking about? Did you see what they did with Doctor Strange? No, I didn't. But like I said, I'm not keeping up with the Ultimate Universe. Just certain titles I've only kept up with. But issue 19 already of Ultimate Black Panther with an a B, and a 1 in 25 if you want to go that way. Another title. Started, but Wolverine on the run with Elizabeth Howlett. Yeah, I don't care. I just can't long term keep up with Wolverine. I just get bored. I like him better in the team environment. I don't know. With that said, this is the A. I got Sabretooth's Bloody Pit on the B cover. I mean, it's a cool perspective, but still feel weird looking through some dude's armpit. And then we've got a 1 in 25. Yeah. Okay. Another title, Grimm, still rolling. Issue 24. Cover A. You've got other options here with a B, as well as C, which I think is the Boom 20th anniversary. Yeah, see, it's got the 20 on it. It's Rebecca Pueblo, I did that one. That's probably my favorite of this group. And then all of these also are your other books that you can get, the incentives. So we'll take the trade dress off all of them. Well, 2 of them. I'm sorry. 1 in 10, 1 in 20. And then you got a new 1 in 25 by Suspiria, I think. So yeah, if you want to go that route, there you go. That's what else is on the rack. But apart from that, if you like new stories and new number ones, we got you covered now with new number ones. We talked about a couple, right? 1, 2, like Escape. I think I brought that one up. But we got plenty more number ones to cover this week. Not too many, thankfully, but there are a few. For you fans of Resident Alien, the show, which is wrapping up, here comes a comic. I don't know how long this is going to go. I think this is just a one-shot. Oh, no, Arc begins. So here we go. You're going to get in a comic book now to follow it up. Oh, yeah, 1 of 4. I'm sorry. I can't even pay attention to what I'm looking at here. Issue 1 of 4. So story arc starting here. Justice League Red. Okay. I don't know. This is another Justice League team, I guess. Some of the characters wear red. I mean, it's kind of interesting to see Deadman in his red tornado. Kind of cool, I guess. I don't know why Cyborg's here too. We just saw using with Titans and Doom Patrol. Was he? No, I don't know. Anyway, we've got Justice League Red. This is not going to be for me, but it'll be out there with an A and a B and C cover, which is pretty cool. I like this Deadman. Christian Ward, I think, did this one. And then there was a foil edition of that cover A. If you want to go that way, it's like, wow, red foil. That'll probably pop off the shelf. So if you like shiny foil, and it's Justice League Red, so why not have a red foil cover? I remember this movie and liking it. Event Horizon. Why is it taking 20 years for us to get back to this? I don't know, but we're getting an Event Horizon Dark Descent. We're getting a comic from IDW. I guess that could be cool. I don't know. I'm kind of curious because, like I said, I like the movie. It was pretty creepy. Sci-fi, horror. I'm interested. Still got to watch Aliens, by the way. Alien Earth. Looking forward to it completely, but just need time. But I'll get it this week while I'm on vacation. Anyway, A cover, B cover, C cover with a blank. And then we've got a 1 in 25, as well as a 1 in 50 foil, which is this cover with no trade dress and shiny foil added. We got a Godzilla in Hell one shot. I believe this is reprinting some stuff, but foil cover, $10. But Godzilla in Hell. Right? Is this a reprint of stuff? I feel like it's reprinting. Yeah. Present reprintings of the greatest Godzilla stories ever told. So, yeah, it is a reprint book, a collected edition, and it's $10 with foil on it. Then we got this weird turtle book, Teenage TMNT Journeys. So, lost piece of TMNT history brought back to light. So, I guess old tales that they're printing finally. You got an A, you got a B with the Eastman cover, and then we'll get the A cover and slap some foil on it, and then there's your 1 in 10. Cool. We're restarting Spider-Gwen again. Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. Can't decide on a name, but she's got a new look, new suit. Kind of like it. The black, it's different for her. Goes a little darker side, but it still plays with the white, black, and pink. I like the color scheme here. And the blue is a nice touch. A cover, B cover, shiny foil cover. 1 in 25 by Simone DeMeo. Pretty solid. And yeah, then there's going to be the Campbell, but we'll get to that later. The thing, we're redoing all these still. They already did Fanfare. Now we're doing Marvel All-in-One, The Thing versus the Marvel Universe. I don't know. I don't need this. Personally, it just seems like 50 pages too. It's just $8. I don't know if I don't know if I need this. It could be good. Could be fun. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot, especially this week, as I keep saying. I know. I keep complaining about things I can't afford. And I get it. I'll try to stop. I just can't help it. Just explaining. But yeah, A cover, B cover, not bad. It looks like he's got a really big chin there on the B cover. Then I was thinking maybe it's the beard that they gave him in the movie, which is also a weird idea that he would have a rock beard. But I guess it makes sense. I don't know. I don't get it though. How would rock beer grow? Like, is each follicle a rock, or is it just a big mound growing out of it? Whatever. See cover by Peach Momoko, and then we got a Saturday morning cartoon option too. That's 4 covers for an $8 book that I don't know we need. Just saying. And then here we go. Black, White, and Blood, Venom. Why not? Everybody else is getting these things. Yeah, I mean, it's about time. I guess Venom got it. But yeah, $6 could be cool. Could have good stories in here. I don't know. Multiple covers. You got A. You got a Bagley there on the B. This one's pretty cool. And the Peach. I like this one actually. With the color scheme and just the layout of it, I dig it. Then we got a classic for the 1 in 25. It's just Venom with the tongue. And then we take that other one, the Peach, and we'll get everything taken off of it, and it'll be the 1 in 100. Cool. Also, Eat Your Young out of Mad Cave. 2,000-year-old immortal decides that he's handing it over to his 6-year-old daughter, and I don't know. Some Mad Cave title about immortals. I don't know if it's gonna be like Kill All Immortals or what, but all right. It's another book being thrown out there right now, and I don't know if I can do it. 2 cool covers though, an A and a B. Could be fun. I just don't know if I'm going to have the time to check this out. But it is one of the more intriguing number ones this week out of this crop. This, I think, is just a one-shot. This Kill or Be Killed. I like this cover. It's like the found videotape kind of thing. But it's $9, 48 pages. Maybe. We'll give it a look-see. And then we got Valiant again. I guess Valiant coming back again from Alien Books, and this time it's Shadow Man. And Shadow Man is usually one of my favorite Valiant characters. I just don't know if I can do with another Valiant restart here. And then way too many covers, just like the Bloodshot book. We don't need these many covers like for this. Like $5 a piece. Like A, and then you got a B, and then you got a C, and then you got a D. And then we're going to take, not the D, but we'll take the other 3. Yep, that's right. The A, B, and the C. We're going to take those and also give you options without trade dress. 7 covers is unnecessary for this. Just saying, man. It's unnecessary. You're wasting paper. Facsimiles. Rolling on, we got facsimiles. And like last week, we do not have a lot. In fact, what do we have this week? I don't know why this has come about. Is it the anniversary? I thought we had to wait till, I thought it was like 2006, but could be wrong. But Civil War, apparently we're getting the facsimile here with the A. And then that's going to have a foil version, as well as the Turner's got a foil version, but no regular trade dress facsimile of that. They're both foil here. So you got a trade dress of the original cover facsimile, and then we got foil versions of the 2 covers, and then we got new art on a 1 in 25. Okay. That's it. Let's get the later printings. And not a lot here either. We can speed through this part of the show too. It was really the front loaded with that pull list. I tell you, it was hurting my wallet, but we still got more stuff. We're almost done. This might actually be under an hour. FF, number 1, Fantastic Four, second printing. This is the cover A. I think this is new art. And then we'll take the Scotty Young and make that the Virgin 1 in 25. So I'm wondering if, since there is a connecting cover set of Scotty Youngs, if those are going to be all of the second print 1 in 25s that you're going to have to chase now if you want to get the Virgin versions of them all. Just guessing. Swimsuit edition getting a second print. Kind of like this cover. This is an interesting choice. Good choice. I thought this was a new book at first, and then I was like, oh, it's just a second print for the swimsuit. And then for the 1 in 25, they kind of copped out and gave us the black and white sketch of the Campbell. To me, it's a cop-out just to give the black and white sketch. I don't know. You could have just given us the Virgin version of this regular again. I don't know. Just doesn't seem. We'll see. It'll probably do well. It's a Campbell. Campbell usually does well. And then is this just a second print of VR Troopers? Yeah, VR Troopers number 1, because I think issue 2 is also coming out. I didn't cover that because I wasn't a VR Trooper kid. That was past my time. I mean, it's after Power Rangers, for God's sake. So it is what it is, but issue 2 is also coming out. So you can get your issue 1 second print if you need to catch up with it. But speaking of Campbell, let's get to his Just Spectacular collection, because we do have another handful of issues to cover this week. And a couple of issues actually got pushed to next week. So when I think on our preview this last week, I said there's a huge chunk. A few of them got pushed, and one of them is actually not coming out till much, much later, into late September, I think. But before we get to that, let's get to the ones we are getting, like all new Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. I kind of like the trade dress. Now that I see it on this cover, I like the new trade dress for Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. And then we do have the Virgin version if you want to get rid of that trade dress that I like so much. Amazing. So Amazing 10 also gets their Campbell cover action. And we've also got the 1 in 100 that loses the trade dress. We didn't get to this title yet, but we will. Black Cat #1. It's coming because you know what section it's going to find itself in. Black Cat #1, Campbell, also with a 1 in 100 Virgin version, which will probably do well because people like Campbell's Black Cat. They do. It's a thing. I mentioned this earlier. Nova on Imperial. So Imperial #3 also gets a Campbell cover and a Virgin version of that cover. I liked how the trade dress was in the middle on this one. Thought that was kind of a nice touch. And then New Avengers #3 also gets us Black Widow, which ain't too bad. So also Campbell doing Black Widow also does well. So this is probably another one to keep an eye on. Virgin 1 in 100. And then yet another character that people like, and people like Campbell's version of her, Psylocke. So Psylocke on Psylocke #10. Telling you, it's a lot of books, right? And then there is a 1 in 100 Virgin version. So we're not done. One more. Wolverine. Yeah, so just Wolverine here. I kind of wish we had all of Wolverine and we didn't get like his right half kind of chopped off, but I get it. Or if this was a wraparound, would have made more sense. But we are getting a Virgin version of this too, if you like that. And as I mentioned, it was supposed to be a larger chunk, but a handful of issues like the Marvel Knights Worlds to Come, I think, got pushed back. I think that got pushed to maybe next month. The Bring on the Bad Guys is coming next week, as is the Avengers 29. So those got pushed to next week. But I think the Marvel Knights is a little bit further out. Not 100% on that. But with that said, let's get into those Cheesecake covers, and we can get into one of those books that I didn't talk about yet. But not to start us off. Not to start us off. To start us off first here with the Cheesecake covers, let's first take a look at Vampirilla Armageddon. That's right. We're already getting issue 2 of this title. So Bettina giving us another solid cover A to start this series. You got other cover options here as well. There's a B cover for you. You got a Linsner. Can't go wrong there. This is really, I like this Linsner a lot, actually. Something different about it. I don't know. It just seems a little more, I don't know. I don't want to say detailed. I just like this one. I know it looks like a lot of his other work, but for whatever reason, I like this one. Then there's a cosplay cover if you want to go that route. So, yeah. So you got your Holly Golightly kind of pose on Vampirilla there. But the other title I teased because we covered it in the Black Cat. The J. Scott Campbell segment was the Black Cat, because we are getting a new Black Cat. But I don't know how good the title is going to be, but I know a lot of people are going to want to buy these covers because we got a Hughes to kick us off on the cover A. Yeah, Super Thief. But really, you know why a lot of people buy this title, right? So I decided to put it here. We might not put the rest of them here, but for the first issue, I put it in the Cheesecake section. And we got a Derek Chu option here, which is wearing a Spidey outfit. We've got In-Hyuk Lee, I believe, here on this option. We got a Peach option as well. We got a foil, if you want to go shiny foil, by Dodson, I believe. And then we've got a 1 in 25 by Simone DeMeo, which I really like. It really got like, it's like his anime vibe to it, like an animated cartoon kind of look thing. I like it. And then we've got the Chew back, but without the trade dress as the 1 in 50. And then we'll bring back the In-Hyuk Lee without the trade dress as actually, I'm sorry, that's a 1 in 200. That should actually be 1 in 200 because the 1 in 100 is the Campbell. This is actually a 1 in 200. Yeah. With that said, let's just talk about a handful of covers that I like. Actually, just a couple of titles, I think, again, that have some covers that I enjoy or I think that are pretty cool. So with that, deserving a little bit of a spotlight here, let's take a look at Catwoman. I feel like I should be reading this title as much as I talk about these books, but man, the covers have been great. And not just one. We've got Sebastian Fiamora here on the cover A. And this is a special oversized issue with issue 78. I guess they're wrapping up a storyline that I'm not up to date on. But the covers, again, Fiamora, I dig it. We also got the Frank Cho Can't go wrong with the Cho's. So you got Frank Cho here with Hello There, Hell Here. Remember, that's a nice little callback too. And then we got an awesome Dan Panosian option as well. Just these covers on Catwoman are just killing it. Forbes doing a 1 in 25. So I'm getting like an entrapment kind of vibe here. And then we're going to go, obviously, on the 1 in 50. You bring the Cho back. You lose that little bit of trade dress. And that will be our 1 in 50 option for for this one. So, yeah, it's par for the course. They've been doing that for a while now. But it is what it is. Oh, squeezed in here, one random title. I haven't read this at all, I don't think. But this Undiscovered Country, issue 32, this Christian Ward cover, it just grabs the eye. I just dig it. I don't know. It just looks really cool. So threw it in here. And then what could have, it's not really cheesecakey, but I like these covers here for Witchblade. Especially this. This is not cheesecakey, but it gives you a call back to the Angelus stuff and the Ascension, all of those different things with the darkness and the triumvirate of elements or whatever the heck is the Witchblade lore. Yeah, I like the A. I like the B. Jason Sean Alexander, also solid cover. And David Mack giving us another really good cover here too. So another good selection of covers, all of which, if you want them, they also have no trade dress and black and white versions for the incentives. So there's a 1 in 10, 1 in 25, and a 1 in 50. But all pretty sweet. I like the Mac a lot. But not my favorite. Not what I think are the best of the week, because that's what we had to wrap up the show. My favorite best of the week. Now, with that, we might have just talked about one of the covers that I liked a lot. But first, let's go back to earlier in the show, maybe near the damn beginning of the show, when I gave you my very favorite incentive cover, and that was that Ito on the Ghost Pepper, the 1 in 50. Just my favorite variant of the week. I like it. I like the look in the eye. I like the change in the angle, perspective. Just like it. And which we just shared here near the end in the cover section, that Dan Panosian Catwoman is my favorite regular cover. I love the Bende dots there as sort of like the background filler here on Selena. And then you've got the nice red sky and the bridge. I dig it. Just enough empty space to let it breathe without feeling overcrowded, but still giving you a sense of depth and perspective. I dig it. My favorite cover of the week. Regular open order. And with that, that is our show. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you found that helpful. It did actually go shorter than I thought. And with all of that said, I just want to take a moment to say thanks for the support. I appreciate all the support you give to the channel and my shows in particular. And I've got plenty more coming your way. Even though I may be away for a little bit, I still have content coming your way, as I got a Sneaky Keys planned. Members will probably get a sneak peek since I got these done early. They probably also would have gotten a sneak peek of this show because I got it done early. And then I will get you that Hot 10 next week, but I got to wait for the week to play out before I can't do that one early. So I will get you the Hot 10 next week on Friday. And with that, I'll see you all later with some more content. All right.